Okay, hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be discussing controller support. Unfortunately, controller support is not yet available in Delta Force Mobile. This video is completely my own personal opinion and Delta Force hasn't made any announcement for controller support. Okay, so let's get right into it. So Delta Force released on both mobile, PC and recently Xbox and PlayStation. So the big question now is, will we ever see controller support on mobile? Since the developers have already built a controller compatible version of the game, it's reasonable to think they can possibly port those same controls onto mobile. Other games like COD Mobile, Fortnite and Warzone Mobile, which recently got shut down, already had controller support. Those games prove that controller support can be done on mobile successfully. Delta Force can follow the same model. Touch controls are fine for casual players and some sweaty players like myself, but not everyone is used to that touch feel. So adding controller support will make it more comfortable for casual gamers who are not really versed into mobile gaming because they are not really familiar with the mobile input model. So having controller support will kind of balance it out for them and make the game more appealing to them. So imagine this, you're on the go, you have a controller in your backpack somewhere, you can just pop up your phone, pull out your controller and have like a pretty enjoyable session of Delta Force, hassle free, because it's basically, and it's going to feel exactly like the console version because it will be a one-to-one port of your controls, your settings. Because the game has cross progressions, you can basically map your controller settings across all platforms pretty much. That's something I can see going very crazy. Mind you, like I said, Delta Force is available on mobile, PC and consoles, the holy trinity of gaming. I don't know if it will be available on the Nintendo Switch soon, but maybe that's something that they can do as well. That would be crazy though. Imagine playing Delta Force on a Switch. I'm going off topic. So there are pros and cons, right? Like one of I already mentioned. One of the pros is it will attract players to try mobile without feeling awkward on touch, and to add comfort, because sometimes holding the phone in the claw position can kind of cause a bit of cramps to your fingers. So using a normal ergonomic controller will be more comfortable for most players. Plus the phone doesn't have to be completely close to you. You can just pop it up somewhere, or if you don't even have a console, you can connect your phone to an HDMI or output it on a bigger screen and kind of have the console experience without owning a console, you know. And to make the game feel more next gen, you know, because most games like I mentioned, like PUBG, COD, Apex, PUBG doesn't have controller support, but Warzone and the rest, they all had controller support. So to kind of add that more next gen spice, you know, that extra sauce to Delta Force, and to also expand accessibilities. Most people would like to try Delta Force, but they just can't get used to the mobile inputs, you know, because they'll keep getting body. And another thing I'd like to mention, that it will cut down matchmaking time. It's very likely that maybe someone plays Delta Force on their console. If they have a console but they haven't downloaded Delta Force on their phone, they'll be more likely to give the mobile version a try as well if they can still play with the controller. What I'm saying makes sense. So if any Delta Force devs are watching, you guys should really look onto this and try and integrate controller support in maybe the next update, or if possible the very next, this season 6 update coming up. I'm very excited for the update. I haven't made an update video of it yet, but it's coming soon, so you guys can look forward to that. And here are the cons. The first major thing is balancing issues. Controller players are known for having notoriously very strong aimbotty aim. That's what people call, or the gamer community pattern, controller aim. That aim, whether it's super sticky, where just by holding the R2 or R1 kind of locks onto you and you can just mouse people with it. I don't know if Delta Force will find a way to kind of balance the inputs, alright, we'll kind of balance the inputs where it's not going to be so crazy, right? And will Delta Force kind of need to separate the mobile and controller matchmaking? I don't know how that will work as well. But if you are basically playing with a controller, they can match you with people also playing on the console. That will kind of also reduce the console matchmaking time as well, you know. Or you can opt in to play with console players. I don't know, it's going to be a whole mess for matchmaking when they introduce controller, but I think that's something they can figure out. You know, that's something they can figure out to allow, either they will allow touch and controller players to play together, varying on the skill levels and all that. It's going to be a whole mess, and some players will also become very annoying at the fact that they are getting destroyed by people on controllers. That's all depends on how strong they make the controllers aim assist, you know. It's a balancing act pretty much. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that them adding controller support will be a good addition to the game, or is going to ruin Delta Force? leave your opinions in the comments. I'm going to read every single one. Let's get this discussion started. I know I'm not the only one who thought of this, and some of you might also want controller support as well. Me personally, I don't mind. So that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Look out for my update video. I'll catch you guys next time.